Hi, so today I want to talk about the importance of a split end trim. So for those who are familiar with the long hair community and some of the terms, you will often hear S&D. So what that stands for is search and destroy. So one of the benefits of doing S&D is you are able to stop the split from spreading up the hair shaft, and eventually it will keep spreading and the hair will either split completely, fall out, cause tangles, knots, and a whole host of problems. So I'm going to teach you how to do it. First and foremost, you want to have a good pair of hair trimming scissors. These are the Conair brand, and they're made only for hair. So it's very important if you have any family members or roommates or significant others, you tell them these hair scissors are only for my hair, because you don't want to use them on any paper or any other material. So you first want to start off by just brushing out your hair, and you also want to have very good lighting. So my favorite lighting is just natural sunlight. It allows you to see the splits more clearly. You don't want to do it in a dim light room or blue light like from your phone or computer or TV, because it will, number one, strain your eyes, which is not healthy, and number two, you're not going to be able to see all the splits correctly. Okay, so what I like to do is I just start off by doing little sections at a time, and I just twist the sections, and I trim off any of the little hairs that are sticking out. Now, I don't have a lot of splits right now. I went to a long hair salon about a month ago, and at the salon he does the same method. He twists the hair and looks at your individual strands. So I highly recommend getting that done if you can. If you notice a lot of splits, particularly on your ends, then it's probably time for a trim. And the frequency of this, all depends on your hair and your time. I personally like to do this at least once a month, because it just ensures that I'm going to be getting the maximum hair growth, and it also ensures that I will get less tangles and it will just be more smooth. Just keep trimming. So another method you can do is you can braid your hair, and by braiding the hair, it offers a more speedy way instead of doing tons of twists. You're not going to get as many splits as you would if you did little twists, but this is better for somebody who is more in a hurry and just wants to do a very quick session. Now, these sessions can last anywhere from 5 minutes to 2 hours, or however long it takes. When I got my hair professionally trimmed, it took about an hour and a half, and he went through pretty much strand by strand. So it all depends, I think, on the thickness of your hair, how much hair you have, and just how much damage you have. Some people get splits easier genetically, and other people get splits more because of how they handle their hair. So if you are handling your hair, wearing it up, sleeping on silk pillowcases, you will get less splits most likely. And another thing you want to be careful is with weather. When it's very windy or very dry or very cold, it's always best to keep your hair up or wear a hat or scarf on it. So we're just going to keep on braiding. A lot of times too, if you were to go to a salon and say just take off the splits, sometimes you may have splits all the way up here, and they might just say okay, and they might cut many inches more. So by doing this, you end up having to get less trims overall. Like I said, I recommend about once a month. I think that's very sufficient. Some people do it more and some people do it less. Again, you gotta just depend on your hair. So you can kind of fold it up, and I see a couple little split ends here, and just kind of trim them off. You can also do this outside, which is really nice, because then you have to worry about vacuuming up the little hairs, and sometimes it's good for the birds. They like your hair. I live in an apartment complex, so I don't have a ton of privacy, so I don't do it outside, but someday when I have my own home and backyard, I probably will. And it's also a very soothing activity, I find. So you can call it search and destroy, you can call it S&D for short, or you can call it split end trims. Either way, it's the same method. So the most common methods are twisting and braiding. And then I'll show you one more method that I like to use. So for me, I notice the most splits not at my ends and not through the hair, but actually all the way up here through my nape hairs. As you can see, these hairs are much shorter. So for these, I don't twist or braid, but I just kind of fold. And that's where I find the most. And I think it's inevitable, no matter how healthy your hair is or how much you take care of it, you're always going to get splits, especially at the nape, because when you put your hair up, that's the hair that is exposed to the pulling, whether you're using sticks or whether you're using another method. And also that's the hair that is just finer and weaker, and most of this hair has a way shorter terminal than the rest of your hair. Some people call it baby hair, some people call it neck hair, and that's the method I like to do for that. So definitely keep up on your S&Ds, search and destroy, split end trims if you want to have long, healthy hair, and it will keep your hair smoother, shinier, it will tangle less, you'll just be able to run your fingers through it, and you'll just know like you don't have any splits, and you'll be able to see that it just is very healthy. So I definitely recommend this style.